Dear friends, tonight we gather in the radiant glow of God's love, ready to witness a divine unfolding that has been promised through the ages. In the stillness of our hearts and the quiet of our souls, we feel the undeniable truth that God's promise is not a distant dream, but an imminent reality. His word has been our guide, and tonight, as the heavens speak in whispers of glory, we stand on the threshold of a reward prepared especially for each of us. We are reminded time and again in Scripture that our God is faithful. Through every trial and every triumph, His promises have shone like beacons, lighting our path even in the darkest moments. Just as the morning sun breaks through the night, so too does His promise break through our fears and doubts. Tonight, let us embrace the hope that His assurances bring, knowing that nothing is too impossible when our Creator is at work in our lives. There is a tangible energy in the air tonight, a divine stirring that reminds us that the promise of God is not some distant dream, but an imminent reality. In every quiet moment and in every heartbeat, we sense the powerful truth that our Creator is moving, preparing to fulfill the words spoken long ago. The promise of God is not a vague hope reserved for an unknown future. It is a living, breathing assurance that is set to manifest before our very eyes. It calls us to cast aside any lingering doubts, to leave behind the weariness of waiting, and to embrace the certainty that His love and faithfulness will soon be revealed in our lives. The very fabric of our existence is interwoven with the echoes of this promise. A promise that has been as enduring as the stars and as constant as the rising sun. In the depths of our struggles and in the midst of our trials, we have come to understand that the promises of God carry a weight and significance far beyond our own limited understanding. They are not subject to the fickle nature of human expectations or the unpredictable turns of life. They stand firm, a beacon of hope in a world that often seems overwhelmed by despair. As we reflect on the many moments when our hearts were lifted and our spirits revived, we recognize that these blessings were not mere coincidences, but deliberate manifestations of a divine assurance. This assurance tells us that every hardship we have faced, every tear we have shed, was part of a larger plan, a plan in which the fulfillment of God's promise is the ultimate reward. When we open our hearts to this imminent promise, we are reminded of the timeless truths found in sacred teachings. These truths encourage us to trust that every moment of pain and every challenge along our journey is an invitation to witness the unfolding of a divine masterpiece. The certainty of God's promise is like the first light of dawn breaking through the dark night, dispelling shadows and illuminating the path ahead. In this sacred moment, we are called to stand in unwavering faith, knowing that the fulfillment of His word is not merely a future event, but a present reality that is already taking shape in our lives. Every prayer whispered in the quiet of the night and every hopeful yearning of our hearts contributes to the momentum of this divine fulfillment. As we prepare ourselves for this extraordinary manifestation, we must become active participants in the unfolding of our destiny. It is not enough to passively wait for change. We are invited to rise up in expectancy and to live each moment with the assurance that God's promise is drawing near. Our faith is the catalyst that transforms waiting into witnessing, turning our longings into a celebration of divine grace. With each step we take, we are drawn closer to a future filled with abundant blessings and a renewed sense of purpose. The promise of God is a dynamic force, urging us to look beyond the immediate challenges and to trust that a greater plan is at work, a plan that will soon reveal the magnificent reward that has been prepared for us. Every experience of disappointment and every moment of uncertainty becomes a stepping stone towards the revelation of this promise. In the quiet solitude of our thoughts, we remember that the hand of God is ever present, guiding us through every storm and leading us toward a horizon filled with hope. The promise is as immediate as the pulse of our hearts, an ever-present reminder that no matter how deep the night may seem, The light of a new dawn is breaking. This understanding fills our spirit with courage, encouraging us to let go of our fears and to step boldly into the life that has been ordained for us. In the midst of the world's chaos, we find solace in the certainty that the promise of God is imminent. It is not a promise that has been deferred indefinitely, but one that is arriving at this very moment to transform our lives in ways beyond our imagining. With every breath we take, we are enveloped in the assurance that the divine plan is unfolding exactly as it should. The promise is a call to awaken our souls to the possibility of redemption, to the transformative power of divine love, and to the reality that every waiting moment is leading us closer to a profound and everlasting reward. Throughout our journey on this earth, there remains an immutable truth that shines brighter than the fleeting glimmers of worldly promise: the unchanging faithfulness of our divine Creator. There is a profound comfort in knowing that even when the storms of life rage and our hearts tremble with uncertainty, the hand of God remains steadfast, guiding us with unwavering love. His faithfulness is woven into the very fabric of our existence, a gentle reminder that no matter how tumultuous our path may seem, we are never abandoned. In every moment of despair or delight, His divine assurance resonates like a symphony, echoing the timeless message that His covenant endures through all ages. When we reflect on the countless blessings that have graced our lives, we see the unmistakable mark of a faithful God. It is in the soft whispers of hope during our darkest hours, in the quiet assurance that a brighter dawn awaits us. His promises are not mere words, but living realities that have manifested time and again, testifying to a love that does not falter. In the face of trials that shake our foundations, His faithfulness stands as a beacon, guiding us through the murk of uncertainty towards the radiant light of redemption. Every hardship overcome, every victory celebrated, serves as a testament to the enduring presence of a God who remains true to His word. Memories of times when despair threatened to engulf us remind us that His grace is sufficient to lift our burdens and replace our sorrow with hope. Even in moments when our vision is blurred by the pain of loss or the weight of regret, His consistent care provides a safe harbor for our weary souls. The assurance of His unfailing love transforms our hearts, encouraging us to rise above our limitations and trust that every trial is a stepping stone towards a greater blessing. There is a remarkable beauty in the way His faithfulness touches our lives, as if every heartbeat is a sacred note in a divine melody composed just for us. In the stillness of the night or the quiet of a sunlit morning, we can sense the gentle cadence of His promises, echoing the truth that we are cherished beyond measure. This assurance forms the cornerstone of our resilience, enabling us to face uncertainties with courage and determination. We are invited to relinquish our doubts and embrace the certainty that no matter the challenges we encounter, a divine plan unfolds behind the scenes. His faithfulness is not a relic of a bygone era, but a vibrant, living reality that continues to shape our destinies day by day. With each step we take, we become active participants in a divine narrative where every challenge and every triumph is underwritten by His eternal promise. In the quiet moments of reflection, we recognize that the gentle persistence of His love is the very foundation upon which we build our lives. The unfaltering commitment of our Creator inspires us to extend compassion to others, knowing that the same divine faithfulness that lifts us up is available to every soul in need. In our acts of kindness and our expressions of gratitude, we mirror the constancy of a love that never wavers. His faithfulness transforms ordinary moments into opportunities for spiritual renewal, inviting us to celebrate the profound interconnectedness of all life. The evidence of His unyielding promise is found not only in the grand events of our lives, but also in the subtle, everyday miracles that often go unnoticed. A comforting word from a friend, the warmth of a smile, or the quiet strength felt in moments of solitude, each is a testament to the divine commitment that sustains us. When faced with uncertainty, this consistent presence reassures us that we are never truly alone. His love is a constant companion, offering solace in times of distress and joy in moments of celebration. As we continue our journey, the reliability of His promises fills us with the confidence to overcome obstacles and cherish every blessing. The memories of His past mercies inspire us to hold fast to the hope that the future is bright, knowing that His faithfulness remains our guiding light, indeed always. The promise of an everlasting reward is woven into the very fabric of our faith, inviting us to see our lives as part of a divine tapestry that stretches far beyond the limitations of this world. Every moment of sacrifice, every trial faced with courage, becomes a stepping stone toward a future where the rewards are not measured in earthly treasures, but in the unending grace of our Creator. In this life, we often experience moments of doubt and struggle, yet these challenges serve as reminders that the journey we are on is preparing us for something far greater, a reward that is eternal, transcending time and circumstance. Our hearts are encouraged to look past the immediate hardships, for in the midst of every difficulty, there is a divine promise that our faithfulness will be rewarded with a bounty that no earthly position can ever match. In the quiet depths of our souls, we begin to understand that this everlasting reward is not a fleeting benefit or a temporary consolation, but a profound inheritance that reaffirms our identity as children of the Most High. It is a gift that reflects the enduring nature of divine love, a love that persists even in the face of adversity. The rewards promised are not the result of human merit or our own works. They are bestowed upon us purely by the grace of a loving and compassionate God. This reward is the culmination of a lifelong journey, a journey marked by moments of surrender, faith, and an unyielding trust in the divine plan. Even when the path seems steep and the night appears endless, there is an unspoken assurance that every step we take is leading us closer to that glorious destiny. The everlasting reward beckons us to live with a hope that defies the limitations of our earthly existence. It is as if each prayer whispered in the quiet of the night, every tear shed in moments of sorrow, is being gathered and transformed into a radiant promise of future joy. This promise shines as a beacon of light in our hearts, a constant reminder that our struggles are not in vain, but are intricately woven into the narrative of redemption and eternal life. As we navigate the winding roads of our daily lives, we can find solace in the knowledge that our efforts, no matter how small they may seem, contribute to a larger divine plan, one that guarantees an everlasting reward filled with peace, love, and unending fulfillment. Our journey toward this reward is not marked solely by the grand, miraculous events that capture our attention, but also by the subtle, everyday acts of kindness and love that often go unnoticed. Each kind word, every selfless deed is a reflection of the divine promise that awaits us. The path to this reward is lined with moments of grace that encourage us to rise above the mundane and the transient, allowing our spirits to soar in anticipation of a future, bathed in divine light. In the tapestry of our lives, these small acts of faith and love are the threads that, when woven together, create a picture of hope so magnificent that it overshadows the struggles of the present day. Moreover, the concept of an everlasting reward calls us to reframe our understanding of success and fulfillment. It challenges us to value eternal significance over temporal gains and to invest our energy in pursuits that nurture our spiritual well-being. The promise of a reward that endures forever inspires us to pursue lives marked by generosity, humility, and an unwavering commitment to our beliefs. It invites us to see beyond the immediate gratification of worldly achievements and to embrace the transformative power of a life lived in accordance with divine principles. In this light, every act of love, every moment of service to others becomes a stepping stone toward a reward that transcends the physical and touches the very essence of our being. This reward is a testament to the enduring nature of divine promise, a promise that stands firm despite the shifting sands of time and the unpredictable nature of our mortal existence. It reassures us that no matter how arduous the journey or how overwhelming the challenges may appear, the reward that awaits is both profound and everlasting. It is a constant source of encouragement, urging us to persevere and to hold fast to our faith, even when the road is long and the night is dark. Every trial we face is tempered by the knowledge that our faith is producing a harvest that is destined to be eternal, a harvest that will be celebrated with joy beyond measure. There is a sacred call for us to ready our inner being, to tend the garden of our hearts so that it becomes a welcoming home for divine presence. Preparing our hearts means turning inward and examining the core of who we are, setting aside the distractions and burdens of life to create space for God's transforming love. In this act of inner cleansing, we acknowledge that the heart is not merely an organ, but the seat of our emotions, our intentions, and our spiritual life. When we prepare our hearts, we invite an openness that allows God's promises to take root and flourish within us, making us receptive to the blessings that await. The process of heart preparation begins with honest introspection. It requires us to look deeply at our thoughts, feelings, and actions, to recognize where our hearts may be cluttered with fear, anger, or regret. As we engage in this self-examination, we must also be willing to forgive ourselves for past mistakes and release the weight of guilt that can so easily hinder our spiritual progress. This cleansing is not a one-time event, but a continual practice, a daily invitation to let go of the old and embrace the new life that is offered. It is in this ongoing renewal that our hearts are gradually transformed, becoming a sanctuary of hope and light. In our moments of prayer and meditation, we find the strength to clear away the clutter that prevents us from experiencing the fullness of God's love. By quieting our minds and stilling the turmoil of our thoughts, we create a sacred space where the divine can speak directly to us. This practice is an act of surrender, a willingness to set aside our personal agendas and to be led by a higher wisdom. It is here in the stillness of our spirit that we learn to listen with an attentive heart, discerning the gentle promptings of grace that guide us towards truth and purpose. Preparing the heart also involves cultivating a spirit of gratitude and humility. When we embrace thankfulness for the blessings already bestowed upon us, we begin to see that every moment is a gift, every challenge an opportunity for growth. A grateful heart recognizes the beauty in both joy and sorrow, understanding that each experience is designed to refine and elevate our soul. This recognition fosters humility, reminding us that we are not the architects of our own destiny, but participants in a larger divine plan. In humility, we find the courage to depend fully on God, trusting that every aspect of our lives is being lovingly guided. It is through the practice of forgiveness, both of ourselves and of those who have wronged us, that our hearts truly open. Forgiveness is the key that unlocks the chains of bitterness and resentment, replacing them with the liberating power of compassion. By forgiving, we release the hold that past wounds have over our present, allowing our hearts to be filled with the healing light of love. This act of letting go is essential in preparing our hearts for the blessings that come from a close, unburdened relationship with the divine. As we forgive, we not only cleanse our inner space, but also pave the way for new, life-affirming experiences that can only flow from a heart unencumbered by old hurts. Moreover, a prepared heart is marked by a deep sense of expectancy and anticipation. It is a heart that lives in the present moment, yet always looks forward to the promises that are unfolding with every breath. This expectancy transforms our outlook on life. It turns everyday moments into sacred encounters with grace. When we live in a state of readiness, we are ever alert to the signs of divine intervention. A comforting word in times of sorrow, an unexpected act of kindness, or an inner whisper of hope during moments of despair. Such moments are not coincidences. They are the tangible expressions of a heart that is in tune with the eternal rhythm of love and promise. To prepare our hearts is to embark on a journey of continuous transformation, where every step is a deliberate act of faith and surrender. It is an ongoing commitment to remove the barriers that separate us from the divine and to nurture the qualities of compassion, joy, and peace within us. This journey may require us to confront difficult truths and make significant changes, but it is a journey that leads to a profound and lasting connection with God. In preparing our hearts, we discover that true strength is found not in self-reliance, but in the humility of surrender and the willingness to be shaped by a love far greater than our own. In the quiet moments of reflection, as we consciously prepare our hearts, we begin to feel the gentle transformation that comes from within, a steady, enduring assurance that the divine is not distant, but ever present, ready to fill our lives with hope, healing, and abundant grace. In our fast-paced world where distractions abound, there is a compelling invitation for us to step back, to engage in the sacred act of reflection, and to embrace the transformative power of renewal. This call reaches deep into our souls, urging us to consider not only the external events of our lives, but the internal landscapes that often go unnoticed. In the quiet moments of introspection, we are reminded of our true selves, the essence that exists beyond the noise of everyday demands and responsibilities. We are invited to examine the ways in which we have grown, to recognize areas where we have strayed from our higher purpose, and to acknowledge the beauty that still lies dormant within us, waiting to be awakened. Reflection becomes a mirror in which we see both our strengths and our vulnerabilities. It calls us to face the light and the shadows that reside within our hearts. The light represents our best selves, the love, compassion, and joy that shine forth when we act with kindness and integrity. The shadows, on the other hand, speak of moments of doubt, fear, and the habits that have hindered us from fully experiencing the grace that life offers. Through honest reflection, we can confront these darker aspects without judgment, understanding that they are integral parts of our journey. Each experience, whether marked by triumph or sorrow, serves as a stepping stone toward a deeper understanding of who we are and what we are destined to become. As we begin to peel away the layers of past regrets and accumulated burdens, the call to renewal gently emerges. Renewal is the process of rejuvenating our spirit, of allowing the divine spark within us to ignite a fresh sense of hope and purpose. It is an invitation to let go of the old, to release that which no longer serves us, and to create space for the transformative power of divine love and guidance. Renewal is not merely a return to what once was. It is a courageous step forward into a new chapter, a chapter where every moment holds the potential for growth, and every challenge invites us to discover our inner resilience. In embracing renewal, we shed the limitations imposed by our past and step boldly into a future that reflects the fullness of our potential. Often this call to reflection and renewal begins in the quiet hours of the morning or the serene moments of twilight when our minds are most contemplative. It is in these still moments that we can truly listen to the inner whispers of our hearts, discerning truths that may have been obscured by the busyness of our daily lives. We come to see that each day is not merely a repetition of routines, but a precious gift, a chance to realign our priorities, reconnect with our innermost essence, and reaffirm our commitment to living with meaning and compassion. Through reflection, we gain clarity about our deepest desires and the path that leads us toward true fulfillment, while renewal offers us a fresh start to pursue that path with a spirit that is re-energized and hopeful. In this sacred process, prayer and meditation become invaluable companions. They serve as bridges that connect our finite human experience with the boundless realm of divine wisdom. In prayer, we open our hearts to receive guidance, solace, and the reassurance that we are never alone on our journey. Meditation allows us to quiet our minds and listen intently to the gentle voice of the Spirit within. It is during these moments of stillness that the call to reflection and renewal becomes most apparent, inviting us to cast aside our worries and embrace a future overflowing with hope and possibility. This ongoing invitation to reflect and renew is a reminder that transformation is not only possible, but inevitable. When we open ourselves to the gentle currents of divine love, it is a call to break free from the chains of old patterns, to heal wounds that have long festered in silence, and to emerge with a heart that is light, grateful, and open to the countless blessings that await us. Every step taken in this journey of reflection deepens our understanding of ourselves, and every act of renewal draws us closer to the divine purpose that beckons us toward a life of abundance, joy, and meaningful connection. There is a gentle and ever-present assurance that envelops our souls, a divine love that transcends all human understanding and fills every corner of our hearts with unyielding grace. In every moment of despair and in every season of joy, this love stands as an unwavering beacon, guiding us forward with a certainty that outshines the uncertainties of our mortal lives. It is a love that never falters, a love that does not waver in the face of adversity, a love that is more enduring than any earthly measure bestowed upon us by our gracious Creator. This divine love reminds us that we are cherished beyond measure, and that no matter what trials we face, we are never abandoned. In times of solitude and in moments when our spirits are burdened by the weight of the world, it is this divine love that lifts us up and reassures us that we are never truly alone. Deep within the quiet recesses of our hearts, where the clamor of daily life often drowns out the soft whispers of truth, the assurance of divine love calls to us in a tender, almost imperceptible voice. It speaks not in thunderous proclamations, but in intimate murmurs, reminding us of our intrinsic worth and the infinite mercy that has been freely poured out upon us. This love, unsullied by our human frailties, is a gift offered without condition, a grace that covers every mistake, every misstep, and every moment of weakness. Even when we are overwhelmed by doubt or feel unworthy of the blessings bestowed upon us, this divine love assures us that we are precious in the eyes of our Creator. It tells us that every scar, every trial, and every joyous victory is part of a grand design, a tapestry woven with threads of compassion, forgiveness, and everlasting care. As we journey through the varied landscapes of our lives, marked by peaks of elation and valleys of sorrow, the constant assurance of divine love remains our steadfast companion. It is the calm in the midst of a raging storm, the shelter in times of chaos, and the light that pierces through the darkest nights. Each challenge we encounter, every trial that tests our resolve, provides an opportunity to witness the transformative power of this love. It softens the sharp edges of our pain, infusing our hearts with a peace that transcends human understanding. In our moments of struggle, when the shadows of despair seem overwhelming, this love reaches out, wrapping us in a warmth that dispels fear and fills us with hope. It calls on us to surrender our anxieties and trust in a promise that is as enduring as the heavens above. The assurance of divine love is not merely a comforting thought, but a profound reality that reshapes our entire existence. It invites us to open our eyes to the beauty that surrounds us, to see every encounter, whether a kind word from a stranger, the supportive embrace of a friend, or a quiet moment of prayer, as a tangible expression of this eternal love. Such moments, though seemingly small, combine to form a mosaic of grace that fills our lives with light and purpose. Each gesture of kindness and every act of compassion serves as a reminder that we are part of a larger divine plan, a plan in which love is the driving force behind every moment, every breath, and every heartbeat. In our interactions with others, the assurance of divine love empowers us to extend that same grace outward, transforming us into beacons of hope and compassion in a world often marred by division and strife. When we truly grasp the magnitude of this love, it compels us to forgive freely, to reach out to those who are hurting, and to offer support to those who feel lost. This divine love not only enriches our relationships, but also unites us in a common purpose, nurturing empathy and understanding among all people. It inspires us to become agents of healing, bringing light to darkened paths, and sharing the hope that has been so generously given to us. As we internalize the reality of this love, every sunrise becomes a testament to the new mercies that greet us, and every challenge turns into an opportunity to experience divine compassion. The steadfast presence of this love offers a sanctuary for our weary souls, a refuge where we can find rest and renewal amid life's uncertainties. It speaks to us during the quiet moments when the world falls silent, urging us to remember that no matter how turbulent our circumstances may become, the love of our Creator remains unshaken and ever present. With each breath, we are reminded that this divine love is both infinite and intimate, enveloping us in a protective embrace that empowers us to live with courage, joy, and unwavering faith.